On this adventure, we explore ancient ruins, a tunnel, a ladder leading into a dark cave, and a trail to nowhere. Hey guys, welcome to another adventure with Ruins and Ridges. Today we're hiking in a beautiful canyon. I'm not going to film much on this main trail as it's just a flat trail, but once we turn off trail, I'll film a lot more. So to clear things up, this is a pretty well-known site, but we're still not seeing any people here. Saw a couple people in the beginning, but once we got deeper into the canyon, there's nobody. Okay, I don't know if this is going to end up being a blooper. I hope not, but who knows. Ugh. This is a big tree. This is so amazing. We've only met like 2 people in the very beginning of the hike. No one deeper in the canyon. And we just hear the wind and the birds. The size of these cliffs are like 2,000 to 3,000 feet tall. We're also gaining some elevation, as you can see some nice ponderosa pine trees there. And if you're ever hiking in an area in Arizona or California where there's ponderosa pine trees, make sure to go up and smell them, as they smell like vanilla. We're getting some hunks of limestone here, which is coming off of this mountain. I don't want to say the name as it would reveal the location, but that's like 2,500 to 3,000 feet straight up. Now we turned off the maintained trail and we're just following these faint trails through the trees. You can see a ladder in there. Now, you're probably thinking it's ancient, but it's not. Rarely ancient ladders survive because they're wooden, but that was put there, I believe, for a Western film. Look at those cool manzanita. They're like almost like a tree. Like, it's huge. That ladder is cool. It goes into that cave. I don't actually know what's up in there. So how these people access this ruin may have been this ledge, although it looks like pieces have broken away. But the way we're going to take is there's a tunnel underneath that ladder that goes through and up and behind the ladder, which is pretty cool. I mean, you could obviously go around to the right, but that tunnel is very cool. Came around this bend to a different ruin before we go to the main ruin with the ladder. Both are situated in alcoves in sandstone cliffs. Whoa, that is very cool because the original mortar is still intact. The most important thing you can do when visiting these sites is be respectful. Do not disturb anything. So I'm going to take my backpack off, carefully inspect these dwellings without touching anything. You can see there's some mortar placed in there that is very well built. There's a doorway. This is pretty interesting because on the left it's like it goes like a T shape, but then on the right it's just straight. And both walls have mortar, which means they're original. So I'm not sure. You know what? Actually, I think that both walls used to be straight, and then this was added on later. I'm not going to enter this dwelling, as you can see it still has original wood beams, which is very special to see. And I'm not going to enter because, you know, you don't want to disturb these. And there's no point. I can still see through good enough from here. Those wood beams were probably built out of juniper, which grows abundantly here. Unfortunately, this wall has a big crack in it, and this side could easily fall off. And the mortar's pretty cracked up, but you can see how they used the natural cliff to build the dwelling. And I'm not sure if those are ancient fingerprints in the wall. You can see I'm not touching, but right in there. There's a little ledge up there, and one thing that would be a good use for that is if they had a ladder going up. This is like, I don't know, 30 feet. Then they could have a granary to store food in there, and then nobody can get to their food, which is the most important thing. Having a look around what's around here. So this is just my guess, but it seems like this rock, this natural boulder, was used, and there's some rocks piled on top of it. And this is the only non-sheer place that you can access that little ledge. So maybe they had a ladder going up to where they can reach up there, and then they pull themselves up to the ledge where they stored their food. I'm not sure. That's just my guess, of course. That looks like sharpening grooves for sharpening tools. The T-shaped door is very unusual for this area. Those types are more common in ancestral Puebloan structures, but this is Sinagua dwelling. It makes me wonder if the doorway was added later. You can see the soot from fires over there. So we are going to head on to the main ruins now, where the ladder is. Now, there is a well-worn trail with lots of footsteps. We are obviously not the first ones to visit this site. Many other videos have been made on it, but that's not the reason we're coming here. It's just because it's a very interesting site. That's awesome. You can see the ladder up there, and then this is the tunnel. It's really cool. It's like a big cave. I'm attempting to go through the tunnel. I'll have to take my backpack off. Whoa. I managed to get up the first part, but now you need to crawl through. Okay, we're coming through the tunnel. Then we have this little climb out that looks a little tricky, but it's doable. We just came up through the tunnel. You know, it was class 4. Not too bad. And it leads out to this ledge. So this ladder is obviously not ancient. It is not built out of ancient material. You can see there's nails. So this is modern. And you know, it's tempting to go up there. It's not very tall. First part's maybe 10 feet up. And then it looks pretty easy from there. But the ladder is just coming apart, so it's too dangerous. I just really wonder what's up in there. And what's the point for this ladder? This ruin isn't as impressive as the other one. There's no mortar, I don't think. But it's still pretty cool. It's like a one-room dwelling. Doorway facing east to the rising sun. So there's this little cave in there. I crawled up in there, but a bunch of bees started trying to attack me, so that wasn't fun. But you can see the ceiling is blackened. And this is in behind both the tunnel and the ladder is in front, or behind, well not in front, of the tunnel. I've read that some people have climbed up there, and it's just a small alcove. I'm not sure if this is, like, authentic. I mean, this ruin looks pretty real, but this could all be fake for a movie, because supposedly the ladder was put here for a Western film. I'm not sure if that story is true, but somebody put the ladder here in modern times. So is the ruin ancient? I don't know. It's up to you to decide. I'm gonna carefully continue on this ledge. I don't know if there's anything there. It's not too bad. Not recommended. There is nothing at the end of the point, so no reason on coming out on this sketchy ledge. Another theory is that the ladder was placed here by archaeology students to access the alcove above. We just came up this steep area, past the ruins, and you can see there's a big crack, like a gap there, and the light is shining through. It's pretty cool. There are some huge trees in that crack. They look like spruce or fir trees. Across the canyon, you can see there's some alcoves, and I'm aware of some other dwellings there. Some with monkey steps, which is pretty cool. My mom found this little slot canyon, so taking a look at it. Whoa. Okay, this took like 20 minutes just to get from that point Go up, cross, up again, down, cross the ledge, come up here, come over here. But at least we're making some progress. Well, after a long bushwhack through thick and huge manzanita, actually, some of the biggest I've seen, we finally found the trail heading up. There are so many cairns here. I just don't know where they're leading us. Obviously somewhere, so we're just following it. This is weird. So we're following the cairns, and they led us to this rope. I don't know who put that there. So you don't even really have to use the rope. But, So that rope led us up to a ledge, and we followed up some cairns and social trails, footsteps. So this is leading us somewhere, not the place I imagined it would, but we're following it because it's leading us somewhere. There's a nice tree. This is just, the weather is so pleasant, and it's so beautiful. I mean, look at that view. It's worth it for that. And when we're looking across the canyon, we can just see so many ruins and all those alcoves, like ruin after ruin after ruin. It's just amazing. That's what we were bushwhacking to earlier, from the ruins onto the trail that we found. The trail is like way down over there, but we bushwhacked through all of that dense manzanita, and it's like a forest, like a thick, thick forest. Just can't get over the scenery. It's a cross between the mountains and the desert, all combined, because you got these big forests of spruce trees and pine trees, ponderosa, pinon pines, and you got this desert, rocky landscape all combined. So I came across another ledge. I kept seeing footsteps, and I think this is probably a route up to the high point in between canyons. So it's getting late in the day. We have to head down. This will have to be a separate adventure. I think the route goes up here and then around there. It's not too much further, but again, we have to head back. If we had tons of time, we would keep going to the top, but we don't have time, so we have to head down. The scenery was just worth it. It's just so amazing, the views. So we have to gonna head all the way back down, like 5 miles back to the car. So thank you for watching, and please let me know what your favorite part was in the comments. Cool junipers. Junipers.